Hey, folks, and welcome to a Sunday morning traffic here in Bang Sen. I guess it's about 11:30. It's late morning. We're on our way to the mall today. We packed up the PC, the computer, and we're going to head to the mall. And I'm going to get a new hard drive. The one I have is kind of small and always fills up, and I have to keep deleting stuff. It's not good. So I'm going to get a bigger hard drive. That's one thing we're going to do there. And no, I'm not going to run this red light here. The red light is for people turning right. When you go straight, you stay left. You can continue straight on the red light. The red light is really for the folks turning right. So yeah, we're going to head up to the mall. It's right up here on the left, and we'll do a couple things. We're going to get the new hard drive for the PC. Get that upgrade done. We're going to get V's watch needs to be fixed. It probably just needs a battery. We'll get that looked into, and we'll grab something to eat. And oh my God, a parking space right up front here, and it's a great big double parking space, big enough for me. What's not to like? The day's starting off pretty good, better than anticipated. So let's get parked and go in and see what we can get done in here. So yeah, we made it in the mall, and you know, one of the disadvantages of not having a car is you have something big like this computer. You can see it; it's a full size, tower, desktop PC, and we had to pack it up in a bag. And V carried it while we were on the bike. She held it the whole time, and it's not that light either. It weighs a little bit, but anyway, we packed it up, and now we'll head up to the computer shop. We packed it pretty good. Wrapped it in a towel and put it in this I guess it's like a plastic bag. I don't know. These guys down here, you look at all these guys. These guys are wearing these green jackets. They're all Grab drivers. I'll talk about them later. You can see they're all kind of spaced out down there, sitting waiting for a delivery. But anyway, let's get up there. So this is the third floor. This is where these kind of shops are. And I scouted this out yesterday, or actually 2 days ago, made sure they had what I wanted. And the guy said he could do it, no problem, because I have to transfer my whole operating system. It's the hard drive that my operating system resides on, and other programs as well. It's not my storage hard drive, but it's just a little bit small. So I'm hoping to at least double the size here. And he's just wrapping up with these other clients, but he says he could do it in about an hour. So I thought, oh, that's fine. We can wait around the mall. We'll find something to do for about an hour, and we got the watch thing to do, and maybe we'll grab a bite to eat. So we'll get it all unpacked here and have him take a look under the hood and make sure everything's all copacetic. So oddly enough, the other day when I was here, he told me I had the kind of hard drive that comes in a little case kind of thing. There's another kind of SSD or solid state drive that just kind of looks more like a chip. It's like a circuit board with a chip on it. And he swore to me that I had the style that comes in the case. But it turns out I was right. I had the one that just looks like a computer chip. And the good news was he had bigger ones. He had like one, that chip style that was like 4 times the size of mine. But when I get here today, and then he finally finds out, he's going to verify that I have that, what they call an M2 SSD. That's the chip style. And then he tells me that they sold out of all those. Now, I think I told you guys on one of my last videos when I was at the market. In Thailand here, if you see something that you want, buy it then. Chances are, if you go back at a later time, it's going to be gone. But the good news was he said he could make one of these ones that come in the case. He could make that work. And he had a bigger one that was 4 times the size. So I still got a big one, which is what I wanted. And I only had 128 gigabytes on that SSD, and this one's 480. So it's still going to be what I wanted. It's just I think it's funny that I was just talking about that, and I should have bought that M2 hard drive when I was here the last time.
โอ้ดิไอ้ไปโทรศัพท์ทุกอย่างเลย
So it's time to get something to eat. We'll do that before we go fix the watch. And turns out V wanted KFC. Turns out that's one of her favorite, kind of one of her favorite things. I could take it or leave it. Most of the time I leave it, but she really wanted it. So we'll stop in and see what's doing in here and get her hamburger. And they don't look that busy, but they are busy. There's people waiting for food, but it doesn't look that busy. We only waited a couple minutes for the line, but it would turn out that they were really quite busy. And there's probably, I don't know, there's a good amount of people working behind the counter there. You can see them kind of, hustling around back there. There's people back there behind the line. So they're doing a business. You hear nobody's got a job or money, but they've got plenty of business here, so somebody's buying. I guess we're kind of stuck here for about an hour while the guy changes out the hard drive and copies everything over. So we're kind of a captive audience to the mall food, and V wanted a hamburger, which translates to a chicken sandwich, and yeah, why not? Sometimes you have to compromise. Wouldn't have been my first choice, but to be honest, nothing in here is my first choice. They got pizza, a couple Japanese noodle places. They don't have a whole lot of good food in here. There's a MK. I think they're way overpriced for what you get. So anyway, get V her hamburger, and then hopefully the computer will be done and we can go on to doing other things. But it sure is a long wait for this food. I think already we've been waiting 15 minutes. So we went to the counter, had to wait in line at the counter. I'm not even counting that. That was probably only 3 or 4 minutes, 5 minutes. And then now waiting for the food to be prepared once we got our ticket. That's been like 15 minutes. So I guess that means they're busy. It does seem like there's a lot of these Grab, I guess you call them Grab drivers or taxi drivers. They deliver the food for Grab. They're all sitting out here. Try to show you. They all have like a designated place to wait, and it seems like they might be doing those orders first. I don't know. Just like 3 or 4 in a row came out were for Grab, but they're kind of busy in here too. There's a lot of people sitting here waiting in queue and everything, like we are. So I'm not sure, but suffice it to say, they're a lot busier than they look because of the Grab business. I think the Grab business is going to be a thing. I mean, they always had a presence, but now it's, I think right now it's probably like 65–70% of their business is with Grab, and these guys are just camped out. There must be a dozen of these Grab guys sitting right here waiting for KFC orders. So it is what it is. There goes another one out. There goes another Grab order out the door. And another one. I think we're up finally. These Grab orders, I guess they're coming in electronically on an app or a phone, but you don't even know who's ahead of you or who came in first, because those are kind of happening in the background. Yeah, KFC, pretty typical. She did get a egg custard little tart there for dessert. That might be something a little different. But other than that, standard fare. Let's go get this watch fixed. So yeah, this is the little watch store here, and this lady said we just had to wait a couple minutes for the, I guess like the watch mechanic or whoever to get back. And I haven't had a watch. I haven't worn a watch. Got to be over 20 years. They sell Casio watches here. That's what I used to have. I used to have a Casio G-Shock back in the day. Started wearing that when I was in the military. It was a waterproof and real rugged watch, and I had 2 or 3 of them over the years. And then sooner or later, smartphones came available. I just never wore a watch anymore. You carry a phone, you know what time it is. But she's going to need a battery here. And I think this is the guy. Yeah, here comes the guy that can put the battery in. So he'll sit down and get right to work. And it's not a big deal. He does this whole thing in just a couple minutes. Apparently they have the battery in stock and all that stuff. And the thing that I'm really kind of questioning here, and maybe somebody knows a little bit more about this than I do, there's this little, I call it a gasket. I'm not sure what it is. It may not even show up on camera. I'll try to grab it here in a minute. It's like a little tiny rubber band looking thing, and apparently he asked if she had, took the watch in water, and apparently that makes it waterproof. So he recommended to replace that gasket, or it's not really an O-ring. It's kind of too thin to be an O-ring. There it is. I guess you can see that. It's so thin, so tiny. It's hardly worth mentioning. But sometimes it's the little piece that is the most important. But my point is, it was 100 baht for that, so a little over $3 for that. I told the guy, I said, I think it's worth 3 cents. He got a good laugh out of that. But anyway, the watch and the battery and that gasket thing all together was 250 baht, so I guess around $8. Let me know what you think about that price. So I'll tell you, we waited a whole lot longer for the food at the KFC than we did for that gentleman to fix the watch, put in the gasket and the new battery. So after that, let's go up and see if the computer's done. I guess it's been somewhere in the semblance of about an hour since we dropped it off. And we'll see what kind of progress he's made, if nothing else. If he's done, we can grab it and pay him and go. There's a ton of these kind of places like this that will repair or upgrade your computer, your notebook, whatever you need in Tukam. But Tukam's much farther. This is a much more convenient for me, and I figured, going down the road while V's holding the computer in her lap, we should go to the closest place, and it's a comparable type store. But turns out he says it's about done here, so he'll go ahead and restart it. And he said it was a success and that everything's working. He's just going to show me that it's installed and I can see the bigger drive. And one of the first things he did once this gets started up, and I didn't even think about this, but one of the first things he did, like really the only thing he did, I had to kind of goad him to show me some other things, but he brought up the system preferences and showed me that my video card, is that your video card? I'm like, yeah, that's my video card. But I guess the video card is one of the more valuable pieces in a PC, and I guess some people worry about taking it to get fixed and then swapping out the video card for a cheaper one. Here he is pointing it out. It's like, is that your video card? Just confirm it. And I didn't even think that somebody would do that, but apparently that could be a thing. But he's got it all in there. He's backed up all the files that were on the old drive, so I have all them. And the drives have a little bit of a different designation now. He's just showing me that. But he did a good job. He did all that in probably a little bit less than an hour. And now I have a drive that's like 4 times the size. So I should be sitting pretty here for the next little bit anyway. So we went from 128 gigabytes to 480 gigabytes. So what's that? About roughly 4 times the size, over 3 times the size. So that'll help me out a lot, because I'm always running like over 90% full on that drive. So that's a big help. Total price for the installation, carrying over the operating system, doing the whole backup, of course the price of the drive, $2,600. So about maybe about $80. So I don't think that's bad. I don't think that's bad. So yeah, actually, when I got home, I had a bit of a surprise. All my programs were gone. Even though all my files were backed up, the operating system was back on there, I had to reinstall all my programs. I thought they would all still be there. I don't know. I've never done that before. I've added hard drives. I've never taken one out and replaced it and rolled over the whole operating system to a new drive. So anyway, I had a fun time doing that today and getting all that set up. I'm still not 100% back where I was, but at least I have the room right now, so that's a good thing. And tomorrow is June 1st. Well, by the time this airs, it'll already be June 1st, but June 1st for me tomorrow, so supposed to be a lot of new changes and new restrictions lifted and that sort of thing. So I'll get into that starting tomorrow. But meanwhile, I'm going to go ahead and leave this one off here, and as usual, I'll thank you for watching. And until next time, bye for now.